In those messages, the head coach told the principal and told the athletic director that a boy's pants had been pulled down, that another boy had poked him with a broomstick, and that in those text messages, one of the boys who poked him, or the boy that poked him, had acknowledged that to the JV coach. That was passed along, and there was the name of another boy who was possibly involved. Why was that not enough at 8:50 that night for any of those people, including the principal, coaches, athletic director? Why wasn't that enough to call the police?
In the context of everything that was said and reported by the people who said it to one another, that did not indicate a sexual assault at that time.
What do you mean by that? What else was said in addition to that?
I don't think I can be any more clear. In the context of everything that was said, it didn't indicate a sexual assault, and there was a lot said, and I frankly can't share that information at this time, but I'm telling you it did not indicate a sexual assault at that time. The next morning, it became much more clear as staff members talked with students about actually what had transpired.
Do you think that next morning, the statements that were taken by the kids, I think there were 11 kids, 6 who would be named as suspects, and 3 of the victims, gave statements to school officials before they spoke to the police? There's nothing about that here. Was that appropriate that that happened?
As we've sorted that out, I think some of it is appropriate as you try to understand. As a longtime middle and high school principal, I understand that you don't always know, and frankly, none of you know when a first report comes in, all the different iterations that you're actually going to see until you really realize the scope and scale of that circumstance. And so at some point during that process, you begin to realize the scope and scale, sometimes very early on, sometimes it's later, and then that's when you drop everything and contact the police. You stop what you're doing, I should say, and contact the police.